Hi, Dr. Mark here for Natural Health. Hope you're having a great day. We survived Monday again, so it's great. Time for the health shop. And this month again, we're looking at chronic diseases. Tonight we're looking at how to prevent chronic diseases. So it's going to be kind of a general thing, but chronic diseases are a big problem. And of course, with this virus business, those who have chronic diseases are a couple legs down on the immune system's ability to handle this. That is the extra factors that are involved in a lot of problems at any age. And usually it's the people that are at the younger ages that have a chronic disease already that are having the problems. So there's definitely ways of getting rid of that, preventing that. That's what we do at Natural Health by helping people to get actually well, not chasing symptoms. We're not here to wait till you get sick and then chase symptoms. That's the problem. Everybody's already sick, and they're maintaining or treating their diseases, their sicknesses, by just using medications to cover up symptoms, just kind of drag it out. And you're not really helping the underlying cause. That's what we do here at Natural Health. We're going to talk about that. So, again, Dr. Mark here. And quick little history too of Natural Health. We've been here now almost 40 years, coming up in March. It'll be 40 years already, and it's hard to believe. Graduated in October of '81, and so my 40th anniversary of the diploma is coming up real soon. So I don't know where all the time goes. Time flies when you're having fun, right? So anyway, we'll go into this. This is off the CDC's website, the Center for Disease Control, the actual government, whether you trust them or not. This is what's on there. And so as you can see, 6 in 10 adults in the U.S. have a chronic disease, and 4 in 10 adults have 2 or more chronic diseases. And so we're looking at these categories of heart disease, cancer, chronic lung disease, stroke, Alzheimer's. Really, that includes any kind of brain deterioration disease, diabetes, or pre-diabetes. I mean, really, it's a continuation of one into another, and even hypoglycemia is another part of that as it flips around. And in chronic kidney disease, and I even go so far as to say most chronic kidney diseases are a side effect of medication, because you know how many people in this country are on medications, and not about one, but about 5, 6, 10, 12, 18. We've seen people on as many as 30 different medications coming in here, and so they don't last very long, of course. And again, that's the system that we're dealing with mainstream medicine. And again, they do a great job on acute injuries and saving people's lives. I mean, the miracle workers, that's all great. But as far as taking care of people health-wise, their paradigm does not help or doesn't work with the body. It actually works against the body. Medications override the body's ability to take care of itself due to whatever the doctor thinks is the issue. And so medications override the body's innate ability to heal itself. We want to get past that. We get to the point where the body can heal itself. So we'll talk about that. But these are the things we're talking about, which is quite a few people in the United States. And again, with this virus business, these are the people that are having all the problems. The mortality is in these groups. They have all these things that are, most chronic diseases are a nutritional issue. The body's not able to heal itself, whether it's nutritional, the body's not able to get the nutrition, doesn't get the nutrition, or even the nervous system that Dr. Tripp will talk about is not able to get it where it needs to go and get the body to heal itself. The innate ability is not there. So chronic illness, obesity is one of the big ones. Now, the interesting thing in my world is that a lot of the medical people will blame obesity for all these chronic illnesses. Well, it's all part of the same continuum. Obesity is it's not what's there, that's what's got you to being that way. And again, where does that come from? Well, it comes from what you eat. Now, definitely there are hormonal issues or stress issues, all kind of things that go with that, but that's part of the environment. That's part of the diet, the environment, things that you can handle and that you can control to prevent chronic illness. And so we work at that. Now, when we have patients come in who are worried about their weight, we don't really worry about the weight number. We always work on getting them healthy, and then as they get healthy, metabolism gets better, we get the diets under control, and the weight just comes off all by itself, unless they're under a lot of stress, we have to deal with that, or there's hormonal issues to deal with that. But most of that all comes away when you start handling and getting the body to be able to handle stress. Like if you work with the adrenals, strengthening the adrenals, the body can handle stress, so it doesn't affect the body so much that way. There's a lot of things you can do to help with weight without having to be on severe diets, just getting the body healthy. The problem with diets is that people go on these diets and, oh yeah, they lose a lot of weight. And like on these shows that are on here about weight loss and all that, that's great. Let's go back and check those people in 5 years. Let's go back and see what happened to them after they lost all that weight for that show, and then see if they changed their lifestyle enough to keep the weight off. Because what normally happens with people who lose a lot of weight in programs, they'll, after a short time, gain it all back on plus 10-20%. And it's because their body's reacting to all these shifts and things. And you have to find the thing that helps the body to work correctly, nutritionally, that helps your organs to work correctly, and then work with the diet in a form that works for that body. If they don't have get too many calories for what they burn all the time. So chronic illnesses, and kind of the big three is heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. Now, I mean, heart disease. This is just a chronic illness of the cardiovascular system, or a lack of good cardiovascular health. Cancer is a lack of immune system strength. The body has just lost the ability to control the cells that are in there, and it just can't handle all that. And diabetes is just a chronic lack of the sugar handling systems of the body. The thing that people got to realize is these all go together. I mean, that's another problem with mainstream medicine is you have the compartmentalization of the different doctors. You have the heart doctor, you got the cancer doctor, you got the diabetes, the hormonal doctors. Everybody got different ones, and they're not looking at each other. They're not looking for the whole patient as a whole. The other reason why we have patients coming on all these medications, because one doctor puts them on this, one puts them on that. They're on tons of medication. And again, the medication is just working on symptom relief. It doesn't help the underlying cause of the problem. So, I mean, for example, I have patients coming in here who are diabetic on metformin and on other medications that they've been told to eat oatmeal for breakfast. Now, I mean, yes, better than a donut, that's true, but oatmeal just turns into a big pile of sugar. It's all carbs, especially processed oatmeal, Quaker Oat stuff. I mean, it's just all processed grain. That's how you fatten up hogs and cattle. You feed them grain. So, I mean, it's just a lot of non-science, non-truth, things that don't work that are out there. And of course, if you want to keep a person diabetic and just keep it on medication, well then yeah, feed them oatmeal. So is that health? Well, that's not health. No, that is just maintaining a disease process or controlling a disease process. So that's what our problem in America is. That's all we're doing with medication. We're just controlling these disease processes, these weaknesses that patients have, and we're not helping to get underlying causes there. So illness to wellness. What do we do? What can you do? Well, you have to look at good foods. You have to get away from all the processed foods. And I'm talking about all the processed foods. So, I mean, like let's just take, for instance, just even white sugar. How everybody thinks, oh my God, well, can't take away my donuts in the morning and all this kind of stuff. Well, that white sugar was never meant to be in the diet. White sugar, sugars in foods, like fruits and things, even in some vegetables, like yellow vegetables have sugars in them, but the bodies can handle that. It's with all the other co-minerals and co-vitamins and cofactors that the body needs to process that and keep that from burning up so fast. But take it out of context, food context, turn it into a pure sugar, which is basically a drug. It's very addictive. People can't get off of it because they don't know how to get off of it. And people that are craving sugars really just have a lack of minerals. But the more sugar they eat, the more minerals they need, and they're not getting. But this becomes a big negative spiral, and your health just gets worse and worse. So then the doctor comes in, he gives them medication to support their high blood pressure, to support their diabetes, and once they get bad enough, well, what does cancer cells love? It loves sugar. How does the PET scan work? Well, PET scan works by giving the body marked sugar, which goes into the worries the cancer cells get, because the cancer cells love the sugar. The doctor can tell where all the cancer cells are. So they know that's how this works, but they're not really getting patients to realize that and holding their feet to the fire to get them off of diets that cause these problems. So that's what we do at Natural Health. With our nutrition response testing work that we do, we have a way of testing the body in real time, just using a simple arm strength test that is very accurate and very sensitive, and we can find out what does that body need. Another problem with mainstream medicine is cookie cutter medication. You know, everybody's doing the same thing. You put everybody on the same medication. You treat them all the same. Well, that doesn't work. Everybody's bodies are so different. They've had different life experiences. They're under different amounts of stress. Their families have eaten different foods forever and ever. I mean, your genetics are different. And again, genetics are not the cause of the problems. Genetics are just a blueprint. It's the epigenetics are the food and environment that turns on genes that can lead to cancer. So you can't blame the genetics. They love to do that because that takes all the pressure off of the patient. The patient goes, well, my parents had cancer, so that's what I'm going to get. So let's go ahead and treat it all, blah, blah, as long as I got insurance. Well, you know, that's all great, but a lot of people don't have insurance, or the insurance doesn't pay enough. Pretty soon they're in huge medical debts. That's the number one reason for bankruptcy is medical debt. So a lot of problems with the healthcare system as it is right now, and we're seeing that exaggerated and magnified with this virus business. So it's pretty interesting stuff. So anyway, we're here to help let all patient people out there to know too that we have a lot of success stories we can go over, and we also offer a free consultation. And if you're not used to going to an alternative practitioner or somebody who does different type of different paradigm in health than just medication and surgeries, you're welcome to come in for a free consultation. I go over what problems you have, explain things. Also on our website, naturalhealthquincy.com, you can go on there. We have quite a few videos now of what we do, so you can kind of see ahead of time what we do here. There's no torture chambers. There's no, we don't do high level colonics, that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that. So it's very simple things we do, and it works very well. And again, very sensitive, very effective. So we're here to help. You can always give us a call, and we're always happy to help with that. So without any further ado, I think I'll turn this over to Dr. Schitt to explain the neurology part. And everybody have a great evening. And again, any questions, give us a call. See you next week.
All right, so I'll kind of explain a little bit of neurology, but I will kind of give more of the basics of, again, the chronic illness prevention, and really just getting back to the basics of health and wellness as well. So let's go back to this slide. So again, like it said here, is that we obviously have some kind of disconnect with illness, wellness, all this. So for some reason that we are doing the same measures or the same things and not getting any different results. And a lot of times people would say that if you look up the definition of insanity, that would be doing the same thing and expecting different results. And so we've been doing this over and over again, and we're still trying to expect something different. What you can see is that we're still not getting any different results. These are actually numbers from a couple years, 2 or 3 years ago, so this could even be, more exaggerated too. So I'm going to go back to here. Again, I'm Dr. Schitt, by the way, again at Natural Health, and we will talk about more of the prevention of chronic illnesses. And so I always bring it back to this because, again, there's only certain things that can cause issues on the brain and the body via stress and how we actually see stress. And so, again, the chronic illness comes from these different factors. You could say chemicals or toxins in our environment. If we're not able to adapt to that, the overwhelm of those toxins or the chemicals, could be a lot of different things. Could be in our water, in our foods, in our cleaning products, and everything. If we're not able to adapt to that, then again, that can cause issues. Traumas, if we are, again, you'd say working out too much, if we're not resting our bodies, all these different things, if we're, repetitive, injury kind of, all that stuff there too, that could cause issues. And then negative thoughts and emotions. Now again, not saying that those are a bad thing. Negative just means a different charge than the positive. But again, this over time can be very exhausting. And again, if we're not able to adapt, then we as a whole go into more of a dis-ease state, which brings about chronic illness. And so again, the illness to wellness here is the other side. And so again, these are two sides of the coin here. You could say is that with chronic illness, we are using, or we're trying to treat these different things. So that's what the medical system is good at doing. It's good at treating issues with surgeries, medications, anything like that. And then, of course, they're trying to learn more and more about how everything's working. But with medications, again, you're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul. You would say, with the medication, is that you're trying to guess what exactly the body needs chemically in order to balance out the chemical imbalance of the system. But that, of course, brings along side effects because we do not know exactly how much chemicals you need in the body. The body is very go back to the whole foods found in nature. Again, fruits, veggies, meats, and again, it could be carbs and all that too, but just, again, you have to balance those out well. And then again, let's go to physical. Again, a lot of times physical, people think of just straight up exercise, running for, miles and miles on end, or being in the gym for long periods of time, and it doesn't have to be like that. Again, physical exercise is great, but again, it doesn't have to be that you have to go forever on it. It can be very short bursts of workouts. It can be, 10 to 15 minutes at a time. It can be 20-minute walks per day. You can do something simple, but as long as you're doing something to get the body moving more, that actually helps rejuvenate the body. It helps to bring about more balance of the body, helps our lymphatics to drain, muscles to work, the circulation of our body, the blood system to work, and all that. Again, I think in general, everybody feels better when you get the body moving. And that, again, physical, we say working out, could be working weights, running, anything, but it could be dancing, it could be playing sports, it could be everything like that. So again, don't let something limit you to where if you want to do something fun, fun can be an exercise. And then sleep. Sleep, of course, is important. A lot of times when we don't get good quality sleep, that can actually cause us to suffer a little bit. So again, always a good thing. I think people know that, we just don't really appreciate that. And a way to get good sleep is to know what you're doing kind of from the hour before sleep and then the hour after. Making sure that it's a more of a calm, relaxing environment so our bodies are able to kind of slow the clock down a little bit to where we can relax and get back to good sleep there. And then this gets blowing bubbles here, but play, some recreation, doing something that you like to do for fun. And it doesn't, could be anything like that. But that is a way for the body to work in a different way rather than working or exercising. Again, those are good things there too. Our body, you need to work. You need to have a successful business or anything like that, physical labor, those are all great things. But if we're not playing around, if we're not doing something fun or, again, recreation, then we're always working the same muscles, the same ways of the body, and that can lead to issues there too. So again, it's always good to have balance there. And then mental, emotional. Again, everybody's different. All these different ways. We want to make sure that it's appropriate for you. So you might find that there's different routes that you want to go towards that would be different than other people. Just again, based on your upbringing, based about what knowledge you have and all that. And so there's some kind of 3 little tips or keys here. This is just a picture of, you'd say, tree and grass, but nature. Again, we need to sometimes get out into more of a natural environment. There's plenty of studies to show that it helps to benefit overall health. It helps the body to relax, the mind to calm. And again, we get kind of structured, or we get kind of stuck in different environments where it doesn't promote good, natural, healthy, say, nature environments there too. A lot of times people are in their cars, they're in their houses, they're in their work, their buildings, all that too, and they're never able to get outside and take a breath of fresh air, get walking in the grass, anything to get you outside and just kind of appreciate what life really has to offer for you. Here's a book. Again, reading. Again, when you have more knowledge about certain things, it actually helps us to understand things more clearly. So again, 1, we're not confused, but 2, we just know things better so that we're able to do things in a better way. Again, any time that we don't know how to do something, that can bring about a little uneasiness on the body and the brain. And when we know something, when we learn information, or again, it could be casual reading, but just something to get our focus on one thing there, kind of reading a book, again, helps our body and brain to balance out. And then lastly here, it's a journal. You can journal, write stuff down. Again, it just really helps when you have a bunch of thoughts or ideas in your head to get it on paper and kind of help it to get out on something so that your mind doesn't have to keep wandering or keep going kind of 100 miles per hour. So again, just an easy way to do it. Again, everybody's different in those aspects. So if one of these you find better or easier, go for it. And again, just kind of notice different things that will happen better for your life there too. And then again, so a balanced brain and body. But again, just balance in general in our lives. Again, we can't just always play all the time. We can't always have fun. We have to kind of balance work with play. And again, just enjoy things that you like to do there. Of course, the 2 is that, you can't force yourself to eat the cleanest diet in the world. If there are some things that you have to eat, just again, moderation, and then you would say limit to yourself to where then again, you're getting back to those good whole foods and healthy foods there too. So again, always a good balance there. And again, another way, of course, here at Natural Health Chiropractic-wise, again, chiropractic is just a way for the body and brain to balance out. Again, helping the structure align, helping the systems to work properly, helps the body and brain to be more in balance. And so again, just a balanced brain and balanced bodies. So I guess that is it there. And that is it for the health shop tonight. Again, we're kind of trying to keep it more simple here, of course, because we really think that health isn't that, that complex. Of course, your brain and body are very well complex, and they're very intelligent systems. That's why if you provide all these good things here, and you're doing that well enough, then the body normally knows, and the brain and body normally knows the IL. The website is naturalhealthquincy.com. You can subscribe to our email list. Again, if you have any questions, or maybe just something that you would like us to discuss or go over on the next week's health shops and all that, we have some, of course, we've been kind of in the health field for a while, so just a good perspective on how to see things differently can help you benefit from that too. Again, we're located at 2000 Jefferson Street in Quincy, Illinois. The number is 217-228-2040. Again, we always really like to, educate everybody, to bring more information and awareness to everybody. But again, it's up to you to decide what to do with that information. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great week and have a good night. Thanks.